getting shepherded through this system because these people have built a bunch of structures, they built a bunch of avenues, they built a bunch of doors. It's like going down that hallway of
That's
doors
right.
in the Matrix. And some of the doors go to great places, a lot of them go to bad places. Some of the doors don't go anywhere, and some of them ain't even doors. So we need to have folk like
Correct.
Goldman Sachs and Merrill Lynch and the rest of them who erected this thing, and they're going to have to give us the map. We're going to demand that part of reparations is we get the map. The one you gave the Chinese,
Mm-hmm.
the one you gave the Germans, the one you gave the Japanese, you going to give it to us now. And we're going to know what the doors are, which ones are really open and which ones are really not. Every black person, and this is something in particular, I think, while everybody else and their mama is chasing computers, electronics, and stuff like that, that's all cute and everything. I think the real area for black folk to be in is finance and economics. And finance doesn't mean getting a degree in
Mm-hmm.
finance. Finance means being one of the people who moves capital. So if you're not being a trader or
Yes.
something like that, I think that's really, really important for us to get involved in. Investment banking, so on and so forth. Those are really things for us to get involved in. Now, the real obstacle is the problem that to get in those places, you usually have to know somebody already. But the point is, yeah, these are avenues that need to be open to us. So, along with everything else, part of that Marshall Plan is that these investment banks, these holders of capital, this institutional wealth, that it must be mandatory that those doors be open for us, or else we need to just redistribute what the hell you got. Thank you very much for giving us a call. Let me get a caller from area code 518. You're on live with Black Channel. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Raheem from Brooklyn, New York.
Raheem from Brooklyn. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I'm Jason. I'm a big fan of yours, and I've been listening to you since 2012 and everything. I want to ask you a question because I'm always down for the march and always down for the cause with everything happening. But my thing is this, right? What if, well, these same allies that we quote unquote have during these marches, if we say, hey, you know what, we want to rebuild Black Wall Street together, will they still have the same smoke for us? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because it's all good, they like Black Lives Matter, oh white guilt, but will they still have that same smoke? Say, hey, I agree, we should bring back Black Wall Street. It was messed up what they did to Black people back in Tulsa, Oklahoma, back in 1921, almost 100 years ago. You know, I mean, I don't think they would have that. But let me ask you a question: do you think they will still have that smoke? Because we've been marching and marching
Okay,
and marching,
who is
and right
they?
now we are making moves. But
Who is they?
I'm talking about allies, so-called white
Okay,
people, Asians,
brother,
and
this
so-called
okay.
Latinos and everything.
That's where we're wrong. My black males tonight. I don't know what it's going to take to get you all to understand. The solution does not begin with getting everybody else on board with us. You're not
Oh no,
seeing,
no, I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to
brother.
be like the
Okay,
other callers. I'm
brother,
not trying to be. I'm sorry, excuse me.
brother.
I'm not trying to be like the
Stop,
other callers. I'm saying is that
sir.
I'm not.
Stop.
I'm not.
I understand what you said. You're not going to clarify it now. I heard what you said. Now stop. You are being instructed. One of the problems black males have is they attempt to save face when they're just wrong. You're not saving face. Stop it. One of the problems that I have with black males is that we cannot get them to understand the answers begin with us. When you confront me with a question of even asking what they gonna do to something we doing, you done started off messed up from the beginning. It doesn't matter what they think. I'm not channeling Dwayne Johnson. You're starting off wrong. It doesn't matter if they like it. I just said this to a previous caller. It doesn't matter if they like it. It doesn't matter if they don't. It doesn't matter if they approve. It doesn't matter if they condemn. We took to the streets. The only reason we're empowering ourselves right now is we took to the streets and didn't give a damn who went with us. We took to the streets, whether it's 5 of us or 5,000. We took to the streets and said it don't matter what anybody else thinks. This is for us. John Boyega has turned his career around saying this is about black folk, nobody else. So if you like it or if you don't like it, that's not a factor. So I don't care if you think it's good. I don't care if you think got smoke for it. I'm not here to convince you that black empowerment is a good idea that you should sign on for. My people have signed on for it. So I wouldn't have any discussion with them. The discussion about the new Black Wall Street needs to be with your banker, not your white allies. You need to get your banker on board with investing in you. So we sit up here and play this intellectual masturbation of talking to people so you can avoid doing the real damn work of getting your credit together and going to the bank so you can stop talking about Black Wall Street and get to building the damn thing. I did my documentary 7 a.m. and I sat there in New York City on the 24th floor and with Donahue Peebles. And I gotta tell you, it's hard to hear the haters on from the 24th or 27th floor. It's hard to hear the haters all the way up there. I gotta remind you of that. And that Don, right before he had bought the old New York Life building, he's got property in Miami, multi-million-dollar properties in Miami and DC. He didn't ask anybody what they thought of it. He didn't ask for white allies. Didn't discuss, do you think this is a good idea? Do you approve? He just got to damn me work. And too many black males are coming to me about the conversations. And these are banal. The chick from Atlanta was conversing more about the damn TV station. Okay, ain't nobody trying to do something that the TV station is talking about. They just want to sit around and get on their computers and talk about it. What we gonna do about it? Well, you'd have to get your credit together and get some savings and get some financial acumen and actually not be an embarrassment when you walk in front of a banker. Well, that's hard. Let me see if I can pontificate and intellectualize about talking to white allies if they feel a certain way. And that's why that doesn't resonate with people like Don Peebles. Because he knows how. This sounds like the damn MTA driver. Power doesn't begin with consulting other people. It begins with you. Oh, yeah. And it ends with you. The only thing that you discuss with other people is that which you do not have or cannot make for yourself. And you really only discuss how you can get it with or without them. Because when it comes to black folk, as soon as non-black people can, if there's something that we got that they need, like our culture and our swag, they stick around us long enough to figure out how to get it without us. So no, we don't need to discuss whether, quote, they got smoke with us over Wall Street or not. We don't need to get them agreeable. We don't need to convince them of a damn thing. We need to convince ourselves. And that means you have to become an army of one. How old are you, brother? I asked him a question here. He dropped off the line. You are not war ready. You're not war ready. And I want to say something right now that's going to upset a lot of you niggas, but damn you. This does not encourage the females. Yes, he hung up. And let me tell you, some of this weak, panhandling, begging crap that I'm hearing black males call me up with today. Yeah, you figured this was going to be the kumbaya hour, and I sit up here and we're going to do the hotep thing. We pontificate and hold plebiscites and sit up here and debate for damn ever and intellectualize it and talk about things in the intangible and the abstract. To hell with that. There are no females who are encouraged by this, brothers. You can talk all you want to about the swirlers and whatnot, but this type of weak-ass crap that you call up with there, that does not encourage the females. When she can see you have checked out of dealing with the concrete world, that doesn't encourage them when they hear that. They want to hear solutions. They want to hear specific concrete answers. And understand something. The moment that your first words start with, well, you know, I went to these white folk and I asked them. I asked them. I didn't ask to be a bestseller on Amazon. I went and I took it. I didn't ask to be the new black media. I got up and I took it. I didn't ask Kamala Harris to bow out of the race. I jumped up and I moved her. I didn't ask for any of that. And got grown ass men on my phone, 50 years old, talking about what they begging for. Well, can we get the white allies to agree? You're already messed up. No, let me explain to you. No, you just said enough. You said enough. All you want is folks to back up your play, but you need to make it clear that the play is going to get made whether they back you up or not. So when folks want to divert off into other things, that's because they trying to figure out, well, how do we talk about something else? Because I heard Jason say we need to have our money straight. I heard that. Brothers, you have no leverage without the dollars. You don't have it. We out there in the streets right now, and that's great and that's good. And we need to be out there. But the next step is going to involve investment. It's going to involve dollars. It's going to involve money. If we're going to get the Amy Cooper 911 fraudulent racist call law passed in New York or anything else, it's going to take money to get that done. Because just like you've got black folk in Bill de Blasio's ear talking about white supremacy, you got white supremacists in his other ear telling him that they're not going to support him if he doesn't maintain white supremacy. Just like you got black folk in Governor Cuomo's ear telling him about white supremacy, you got white supremacists in his other ear telling him what they're going to do to him if he doesn't maintain the system. You're not going to outweigh those white supremacists in his other ear if they know that you don't have any resources to bring to bear. That's the bottom line. We can't get nobody out of jail if we don't have resources to bring to bear. That's the bottom line. And you got too many males out here. I'm talking to the males. Talk about not being respected, but you're not leading financially, which is leaving you scared. And then that leads to people like the caller from Atlanta. She's scared too. She's following your scared ass lead. Power is something you create from within yourself. Power is something that you build from within yourself. Power is something that you generate from within yourself. If you had to ask somebody else for it, that's not power. If somebody else gave it to you, that's not power. That's why whenever you all talk to me, I tell you what I'm going to get done on my own. Nobody can derail it because I'm not dependent on them to approve of it or disapprove. That's power. And you need to get some of that, and it's not terribly hard. But brothers, you've done yourselves a lot of disservice tonight. This type of weak ass panhandling beggar talk, this damn beggar babble, and you got women listening to you. And they're not proud of you as a man when they hear you sitting up here begging. She wants to hear, okay, plan A is to beg these non-black people for their help. But in case they say no, what's plan B? And you like, well, plan A is to beg, and plan B is to beg more. I'm going to beg even more. That's not a plan. That's not a plan. Right now, we're getting things together. I'm letting folk know that really, I want to thank everybody who has been contributing for our fund to bail protesters out of jail. From here on in, however, I want to put together a general fund that's going to make sure these kind of things don't have to happen in the first place. We need to get laws passed. So if you're going to contribute for that. Contribute for that. I want to know what we're going to do next. I want to deal with what we're going to do next. So anybody who wants to contribute, you can contribute for that. I'm putting together a general fund. not just to get folk out of jail. I want to put together a general fund. You got things like, so the governor of New York is sitting up here talking about he is in favor of passing a law to put people in jail for racially motivated 911 calls. We need to be on that. So while we're busy focusing on getting people out of jail, and that's admirable work, I'm doing it now. The next step is getting to work and pressing the agenda, not allowing their LGBT front groups to set that agenda for us. The next step is setting the agenda now. And if you can knock this down in one state, it starts to become a wave that builds. So if you want to contribute, I'm telling everybody right now, if you want to contribute, I really thank you for the people, those who have contributed for, getting people out of jail. But from here on in, we need to make concrete moves so that we don't have to deal with bailing nobody out anymore, because nobody will be getting arrested in the first place. If you want to see the information, it's in the description of the video, right below the player there. Take a look in the video description. You can see the Cash App, you can see the PayPal. I'm just letting you know, I'm going to do my job on this with or without anybody. I'm doing this with or without anyone, because it's got to get done. I got to look myself in the mirror and know I did something I was supposed to do. I know a lot of folk out there can look at themselves in the mirror and they're so used to not having any respect or esteem and nobody having it for them. They can sleep like that, and I can't. I won't. So if you want to be a part of that, if you do want to contribute for that. That's where I want the resources to go. Let's start making some moves in these places. That's where the resources need to go. Bailing folk out of jail, that's good, that's helpful. Right now, we need to start pushing the agenda in things like this Amy Cooper bill. We need to push that agenda so folk don't end up going to jail in the first place. We get so hung up on a pound of cure that we really need to start working on that ounce of prevention. Make these laws favorable to us. We have an opportunity to do this. Dr. John Henry Clark said that back in the 60s, we had the society willing to concede to our demands. What you're seeing in New York is a society that's already signaling that they are willing to concede to our demands. We need to do that. We need to be on top of that, and we need to do this now. Let's press our advantage while we've got it. We need to press the advantage while we have it. If you are new here to the Black Channel, welcome to the haven of intelligent Black thought. We do this every weekend. Over 96,000 subscribers and rising. We are not a little thing. If you haven't clicked that red subscribe button, do so now. You have witnessed tonight why we are the Black media. You have witnessed why the world is changing and following the narrative that we've set. Click that red subscribe button, click that yellow notification bell, and join us. If you haven't seen our groundbreaking documentary work, 7 a.m., Gentrified Ethnic Cleansing American Style, our newest documentary, Race War, that is all available at our website, blackchannelfilms.com. All available on DVD, all available for streaming, all available on Amazon, all available now. blackchannelfilms.com. That is blackchannelfilms.com. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of the BlackChannel.net radio program. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, Black is the future, and the future is uncompromising.